Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Sayingsinsolitude by Raavi Bajaj. For all the new people here, I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This is a video podcast of episode 6. The audio podcast is available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcast and Samsung Podcast. The links are down in the description and you can hear whenever you want to. Today, we're going to be talking about a very important topic. For all the old people here, I know I have been out of action and I'm posting here after 4 to 5 months. But trust me, these months have been beautiful and I just wanted to share whatever I had in me of these months. There's a big surprise coming for you all. I hope that you guess it, and if you do guess it, you get to see a part of it. So go ahead and make your guesses. So I'm very excited today, and we're back to podcasts. And this podcast is very close to my heart, and everything that I'm going to talk about today. So let's dive in. In today's episode, I'll be talking about the one thing that I feel is very essential in every friendship, connection, relationship, and even infatuation to ever exist. That is trust and communication that it follows. So without any further ado, let's get into the episode. So let me start with a basic idea of when and how this idea even arises. Sit back, hang in there for a while because I'm going to speak my heart out. So let's start with the initial days of you meeting someone. Whenever you meet someone, there is something that clicks you, something that makes you want to talk to them, and something that excites you about them. There may be different defining features for different individuals. It may be their eyes, the way they speak, the way they act around you specifically, or the shoes that they wear, the Jordans, and any kind of defining features for anyone. For me, it is always the smile. I think smile is one of the most attracting things that I find about someone. So the initial days of you meeting someone, you like their smile, they make you smile. Again, for me, a small person thing, I think I'll say, I like when someone even does the bare minimum for me. I am not saying that I settle for the bare minimum, but I like when they do it. Just like having an inside joke specifically with me, something that they're very secretive about, or something that is personal to just both of us. I think that matters to me a lot. So their smile, making me smile, some inside jokes, communicating day and night, and just the mere presence and being there for each other. I think the one thing that I want to emphasize on here is that trust and communication are the two most important and complementary things that I've ever seen in my entire life. You tend to communicate with someone only if you trust them. And you trust them, which is the reason why you communicate with them. I think there is a direct relationship between trust and communication. The more you trust someone, the more you tend to communicate. And at the same time, if you're not able to communicate, it's not merely just because of the trust, it's because you don't want to share or burden the other person, and that's completely alright. But let me tell you, if you tell someone that they're not okay and they're ready to listen, it's because they trust you and they want to make you a better person and they want to make you feel better. One question that always gets stuck in my mind is that will people actually hear when I tell them that I'm not okay? I think I will specifically talk to those people who I actually want to communicate with because I trust them and tell them that I'm not okay. I think that's a very important point that I'd like to highlight. So you like their smile, they make you smile, you communicate day and night, you tell how your day was, you tend to ask how their day was, and it's just a beautiful conversation between the two. So in the 1 month, initially, 1 or 2 months, you tend to like anything and everything about that person. Because there is a certain belongingness and the click that you have with this person that you want to keep them in your life. So you do each and everything to keep them. You tend to overlook their flaws, you tend to make sure that they're not insecure, you help them in every way possible, you make them feel special, and I think all these things are very important. And this is initially 1 to 2 months, but eventually, as reality unravels, the most important thing about love is that you accept them. Not only you overlook them, but you correct them whenever they are wrong. That's true love. Love is not just expression. Love is not just saying that I love you. Love is not just missing somebody. It's because you want to be there for someone. It's because you want to feel better with that person. And I think that's the beauty about love. It's the only communication between two people. You tend to communicate, and that's the love language. Uh, I think it's just a very overwhelming experience initially, because not every day somebody is going to hold that door for you. Somebody is not going to get you the chocolate that you love. Somebody is not going to make you feel special, give you some terms, keep a nickname for you, etc. I think just small things that really click to me. So all these experiences come down to what we call as efforts. Now, efforts in my love language is presence. I think the matter that I want to talk about is presence. I think if somebody matters to me, if somebody, if I like someone specifically, then I like to be with them. And I think being there for them is my love language. So these efforts, as we term, is just being there for them. So the presence that we're talking about is not just you doing the entire thing, but also them reciprocating the same stuff, because then only it's a mutual relationship and mutual love. So all these ideas, trying, smiling, silently blushing, taking relationship advices from your friends, etc., are parts of efforts. So that one attempt to make someone smile, because you know some secrets about them, you know you've known them for a little while, you've got to know some things that they haven't told people other than you, and that's what making you feel special. That's true. And you're doing efforts to make people smile through that one thing that they've told you. There is a feeling that they belong to you in every conversation in the most simplistic ways. And for me, the simplistic of things I think that I'll say is initiating a conversation, or even just trying to, just come over and try to talk out things, is something which really fascinates me and is part of love, is what I feel. So these efforts are actually makers or breakers of a relationship. So in a friendship or a relationship, two individuals meet. There are some similar interests in ideas that get clicked together, and then eventually they have this strong foundation of trust. And I think these efforts are the equivalent of making a strong foundation of trust. If the efforts that you feel are being reciprocated by both the sides, I'm sure there is enough trust for you to be able to love each other. And I think that's very important. There is a certain question that I want to address, and that I want to ask all of you, is that what gives you the right to tell someone that you want them to stay in your life, or some belongingness that you have with a particular person? That is trust. That's the most simple definition of trust, and I like to talk about that particularly. Trust is something that assures you to talk to someone, that gives you a belongingness to someone, that gives you the right to tell them that they have to stay in your life because you love them for the person that they are. That's trust. And I think home itself is not just a person when it comes to trust. It's more about finding comfort in that person, being comfortable in your own skin and your own self. That's trust. And even as friends, you trust your friends. You tell them each and everything that you've been through. You tell about your secret crushes. You trust your parents, and which is why you held their hand in childhood. You trust your teachers, which is why whatever they give you teachings, you just blindly trust them. Any doubt comes, you go to your teacher and you tell them, so and so has come to my doubt, and so tells you, okay, this is out of course, this is not going to come, and you trust him blindly. That's trust. This trust is also reciprocated by the amount of experience that you have. So when your parents tell you that something is wrong for you or something is not to be done, that's, yes, because you trust them, and also because you know that they have enough experience to be able to speak for that. They kind of justify their trust. uh, you trust yourself, which is why you believe in love altogether, and you believe in the other person because they make you feel love altogether. In other words, what I mean to say is that life is tough for all of us. There are certain things that are always obstructing your way, whether it's your job, whether it's your educational commitments, whether there are any ups and downs in your life. I think, in my opinion, anything and everything that you struggle with is going to be fixed at the end, because life and light balances it all. And life is made up of love. So, in the whole sense, love and light will balance it all. If you have the faith, if you have the patience, everything will work out. You just need to have the very trust in life for it to get better over time. So, people have different definitions and ways of expressing their love. Somebody who's too vocal may not be able to keep their love inside you, and they actually scream out the meaning of love. And I think that's beautiful. Whereas at the same time, a person who's not very vocal and not very expressive in their thoughts may be just may just believe in the line, action speaks louder than words. I think they're just gonna love you in the most unknowing ways and express the love in the most beautiful ways that you could never think of. I think even if I was thinking this line, I couldn't think of the line, because when it comes to love, I think there is no particular definition. There's no particular way that I can say that this is the proper defining or feature, or like some definite boundary as to this is love. I think it's just infinite, it's just different to every person, and it's just eternal, and it's inevitable at the same time. You tend to fall in love either with yourself, with the other person, but it will happen because you believe in love. If you don't believe in love, I think that's just a lie. I have heard a lot of people say that they're over love, or they have altogether quit the idea of love. But trust me, you love your friends, you love yourself, which is why you do things for yourself. You go to a gym, you do self-care, you take out time, spend time with yourself, you go out for walks, you listen to songs. That's also self-care. That's a big boost to serotonin and dopamine. I think that's something that you do for yourself, and that is self-love. And that's why I said you express love in the most unknowing ways. You never know love, you never know how beautiful, and at the same time how painful it is. It's just the amount of efforts, value, respect, and the degree of love that is being reciprocated to you by the other person that matters. So in the end, I'll just say is that trust the process. Just go out there. Don't be afraid of love. I think that's just one statement that I like to say. Don't ever be afraid of love. Uh, I think you should just trust the process. Communicate things well with your partner, or even your friend, or even if a person that you feel close to. Uh, Talk things out, and just believe in the idea that everyone around you is love, and that you are made up of love, and which is why you're connected. And as I said earlier, love is the only medium between you people, because that's how human nature is. You're never taught to hate someone, you're always taught to love someone. You're always taught to be nice to people. They never say that you're supposed to hit someone, or you're supposed to hate someone, you're supposed to dislike someone. It's always about you doing the extra things and nice things to make people belong to you, and that matters. So love is a strong medium to belong to someone. It's a very strong connection that you have with someone. And trust me, it's the most powerful feeling of being loved. So never be afraid of love. And that's how you love your life. And that's how you live your life a little bit better. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 6th episode of the podcast Sings in Solitude. I hope to see you in the next episode. Till then, take care of yourself. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.